Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, we're going back to Sac to discuss some of Sacramento's most disrespectful rap lyrics. Now, making music, dissing certain areas and other rappers is a thing that can be dated back over 40 years ago, going back to the 80s with New York's early rappers like KRS-One. With KRS-One being from South Bronx, he dissed a whole nother region of New York, being Queensbridge, and dissed all of their rappers. From there, along the years, rap would expand to other cities and states, and everyone would put their own style and lingo to their music. And dissing in songs of rap beef will be a normal thing in rap. With several rappers participating in rap beefs, many of these rap beefs wouldn't go too far, with most rappers not being actual gangsters and just leaving their rap beefs in the booth. By 1996, the first major rap death would occur, being Tupac, then followed by Biggie in 1997. From that point on, death and dissing in rap became a current occurrence around the world. By the 2010s in rap, it would be a different era in rap, and many young rappers brought a new style to the game of rap that would forever change the world. Chicago pioneered a style of rap with the new generation that was unseen prior to the 2010s. With putting all their street business in their music, you had artists repping their gangs and dissing rival gangs. But to make matters worse, they would diss their enemy gangs' fallen members in their songs. And this disrespectful rap style would make a big influence on the world. And the name of this rap style was called drill. The drill era helped produce many rappers, like Chief Keef, FBG Duck, G Herbo, and Lil Durk among others. And many rappers from this era and after will continue this style of rap. With the influence of drill rap, the disrespectful rap style carried over to many rappers from other cities and other states, and they would put their own style and lingo to the music. And Sacramento will be heavily affected in the rap scene, with the disrespectful music style being a common thing in the start of the 2010s on up. In the 90s and the 2000s, Sac most known rappers that had successful careers or fame were people like Brother Lynch, Sibo, and X-Rated. But that older generation did music a lot differently, and the era after them would bring the light back to Sac and create a wave that still have a lot of people tuned in to Sac still to this day. Now I'ma detail some of the most disrespectful disses in Sacramento history from 2013 to 2019. This 6-year span attributed to a lot of violence, death, and beef in the streets. Around 2013, many rappers from various parts of Sacramento started to try to blow up and rap, and several hoods in Sacramento and crews would start dropping music. And the first mainstream rap beef would come from several aligned gangs from South Sacramento, also known as South Sac and Iraq, and their rivals, Oak Park. Now the beef between the two sides had been growing for years, and by 2013, it had went to record, and the disrespect would become real, even deadly. Now I can't play songs for copyright purposes, but I give a breakdown on some of the harshest verses in the songs. CML, who originally went by Lavish D, dropped the song We and the Jets featuring Lick, where in his first verse, he raps, "Stunner killer, I'm a Mozzie killer, I'm the king of the city," which a title he always gave himself. After several jabs between Oak Park and South Sac at each other on record, Lick from Meadowview, and aligned with several other hoods in South Sac, would drop the song 30s with the shit. What made the song such a big deal beyond the lyrics is that Lick shot some of the video in Oak Park, which is the majority of South Sac gang's main rival. Lick's first verse in the song, he goes straight at Mozzie. Then he states, "Everybody knows he's Stunner K." Then in the video, he proceeds to show an Oak Park member getting beat up in a gas station. He would then state he was in Oak Park every day looking to slide on him. Shortly after this, Oak Park will respond with their own disrespectful song. Poppy from Oak Park, who along with Mozzie, who went by the name Little Tim during this time period, would drop a song called Headshots. They would pull up to areas in South Sac known for gang activity, being Meadowview and the store Meadowview Market, the area that Lick is from. Also, they would pull up to Mac Road, which is known by residents as the Jack, after a man named Jack who died years prior. In his verse, Mozzie rapped, after he shot, he would leave star dust on the floor. Stars is a clique in South Sac, affiliated with CML, Lick, and a long list of other people. Shortly after this, Mozzie would drop the song, The Truth, which was regarded by many people as one of the hardest diss songs in Sac history. Mozzie first starts the song off by dissing Jack, which Mac Road was named after. Mozzie then proceeds to diss a clique in South Sac called 30s, calling them dirty kids. He even called Lick baby mama fat and dirty. Mozzie even mentions how CML's Benz was stolen and says CML called the police about the situation, but that never was proven if it was true or not. He even mentioned other South Sac rappers from Garden Block Crip, being Stunna Blue and Stunna Nook, who later would die several years later, and also deceased Garden Block member Tiny Wee, who was killed at a bar in an incident that got Oak Park rapper Little Nick a life sentence. Mozzie would rap, "We on y'all line, iron to y'all dreadlocks, ask Tiny Wee about the P, all headshots." Tiny Wee would be killed October 23rd, 2009, and Stunna Nook, July 4th, 2016, both allegedly by Oak Park. Lick wasn't able to respond to diss songs with him being in jail, but by the end of 2013, he would respond to Mozzie in his own song called The Truth. Lick first raps, "Zilla Zoe dead, and Mozzie ain't took one yet." Zilla Zoe was in Mozzie's Truth video and died hours after it dropped. Lick then raps, "They was looking for Mozzie, but his homie paid the price." He would then diss other Oak Park deceased members like Nemo, along with Little Rob, who was also from Oak Park. Little Rob would die in a South Sac party. Oak Park rapper Poppy was with Little Rob when he got killed, and he told him to kill her, getting him jail time. I exposed Poppy's paperwork in my Sacramento Rap Snitches episode. Check that out if you haven't. Lick then proceeds to diss Little Nick from Oak Park for Tiny Wee's murder by saying "free Little Nick" for he can meet the gauge. Then another fallen Oak Park member named Diamond catches a line. When Lick says diamonds are forever, then why he in the grave? In the early part of 2014, the disses would continue on both sides, and with CML getting into it with a lot of Bay Area artists, a lot of clicking up would occur. Many live wire rappers that CML didn't get along with would start associating themselves with Oak Park, especially with Mozzie, with them having a common enemy being CML. CML would even start dealing with 50 rich Oakland rap rivals like DB the General. DB and CML would drop the song Mac Blast, where they would take aim at 50 Rich and several other Bay artists. CML would go in on 50 Rich, stating he really wasn't from Oakland, and how 50 Rich was on a gang war show and had him acting besides himself, along with CML mentioning 50 Rich had to click up with Oak Park for a Sacramento pass. Shortly after, 50 Rich and Mozzie would team up to make a song called Just Being Honest. Mozzie starts the song with saying "Laugh never caught a body," referring to CML. On Mozzie's verse, he would diss deceased South Sac members' duty and even mentions attempts on CML brothers Dreda's life. By 2015, CML was in jail, where he would do some years behind bars. Mozzie would even do some years in jail, but he would be slowly blowing up in the rap industry. So by 2016, it was a list of new emerging rappers flooding the streets of Sacramento, and some would make music being disrespectful. One of the new artists would be Cuz Lightyear. He was from Garden Block Crip and South Sac, but affiliated with other gangs in South Sac like Stars and Gutta. He had a buzz going with his song In the Streets, which he followed up with a remix to Mozzie's song Blah Da Da, which he titled Blah Da Da K, with Blah Da Da becoming an Oak Park lingo. Shortly after the release of the song, on his YouTube channel he would be shot and killed. He would later be dissing several songs by people from enemy gangs. In May of 2016, Mozzie would make a song called Killer City. In the song, once again, he would say CML never caught a body. Less than a week later, for Behind Bars, CML would respond with his own song called Killer City Reply. In his first lyrics to Mozzie, he would say "E Mozzie getting that shit back ain't teach you nothing." The rest of the song will be followed by disses to Mozzie. CML would even make another diss song from Behind Bars called Where's Waldo, a common name he began to call Mozzie. In the song, once again, he mentioned E Mozzie getting a bag. CML would mention how E Mozzie got shot by his homies and that Mozzie was capping about his street life and say he was the reason Zilla Zoe got killed. Demo, who was also from South Sac and affiliated with CML, would diss Mozzie in a song called Mafia Slide, where he would say Mozzie's whole crew was rats. He even would question Mozzie's reputation in the streets, stating that he wasn't what he portrayed. And once again, Zilla Zoe was mentioned, where Demo would say Mozzie was the reason Zilla Zoe was killed. Another rising rapper was SubT. He was very anti-Mozzie. He would drop a song called Catch a Mozzie, and in the song, he would start by saying, "Let's pull up to the mids, we might catch a Mozzie. If he throwing up Hell Gang, he getting bodied." SubT would drop another song called EBK, where he would go after Northside gangs like the Manners, and also Oak Park. He would diss several alive and dead enemies, and once again, Zilla Zoe would be dissed. Some of his alive enemies that he would diss would be Oak Park members like Kunta, Twin Mozzie, Q Mozzie, and Nani Blanco. SubT was one of the most disrespectful Sac rappers to come out. but SubT was later killed in an unrelated event in San Bernardino on January 1st, 2019. Now the summer of 2017 will be active in Sac. Numerous things will happen, like a beef that started brewing with Mozzie and Sebo, where Sebo felt like Mozzie ain't acknowledged Sac legends like him and Brother Lynch. Even though Sebo and Brother Lynch were both from rival gangs from Mozzie, being the Garden Block Crips. Mozzie would make a diss song called New Era King, where Mozzie would start off the song calling Sebo a living legend, living like a peasant. Then he proceeds to say Oak Park slid through Garden Block's turf, and they did nothing when Tiny Wee got killed. Mozzie would then say all the people who mentioned Zilla Zoe lost in the war, then brings up how Sebo lost a homie at a video shoot back in the day, and say he did nothing about it. Mozzie once again disses CML, saying he is in a real blood, because when he goes to jail, he states that he hangs with Crips. Mozzie then proceeds to diss Brother Lynch, saying he would get drenched. Sebo then responded with his own diss song, called Body for Body. He starts off the song dissing Oak Park, saying Mozzie's Zilla Killer. Sebo would get at Mozzie for disrespecting him, and he would say he was known for popping up on 4th, and Mozzie wasn't known for anything. This would lead to more drama, like Sebo doing a video shoot in South Sac that would get shot up, and a man would die.
49-year-old father Ernie Cadeno was killed when shots rang out Sunday afternoon at a popular Sacramento neighborhood park.
He was working hard. He did what he could for his daughter, and his girlfriend and baby to come.
Cadeno was spending the day at Meadowview Park while his friend Sebo, a well-known Sacramento rapper, was filming a music video. The artist had announced his video shoot on Instagram, writing, "Let's go Sacktown, OGs will be outside."
It's a sad, senseless shooting that shouldn't have happened.
As families gathered to mourn Tuesday night inside City Hall chambers.
If we don't try something different, then we're going to continue to see these patterns.
A lot of support for the Advanced Peace program aimed at combating gun violence in Sacramento by targeting the roughly 50 young men who are believed to be responsible for most of the gun violence in the city and providing them options through high-level mentorship.
Oak Park affiliates like UMAC and Q Mozzie will be arrested for the shooting, but they would snitch and implicate Mozzie, but he was never arrested. In 2017, another rising rapper would come from Oak Park, being Coney, and a lot of his lyrics were disrespectful. He would start off the song Coney 2012, and he would say he was a star shooter, dissing the South Sac clique, Stars. Also this rising North Sac rapper at the time, These Steez. In the song, Coney would say, "Steez banging out of town, who he gon' see? Look him in his eyes, snatch his soul like I'm Coney." By 2018, it would be more disrespectful songs from all over Sacramento, and North Highland gangster Crip rapper Rude Kid 64 would go straight in on his song, Shooter, which featured Oak Park rapper Murder Gang Juju. Both North Highlands and Oak Park are rivals at the Heights, a North Sac blood gang, so them clicking up on a song will be a normal thing going around in Sac, with gangs clicking up on their enemies. Rude Kid 64 will start off the song dissing the World, a clique associated with the Heights, and he will also diss South Sac gang 30s by saying 30K. Heights rapper These Steez, who I mentioned before, will make a song called Disrespectful Shit in June of 2018. These Steez have been known to diss their manners in Oak Park in several songs. He also had been dissed several times, with him being shot multiple times on different occasions by enemies. These Steez would diss Lean, a deceased Manor member, who he would diss in several songs. He will also say the Manor members got 9 lives because they always survived getting shot. He will also say they passed the beef to Oak Park, so if he seen shooter gang members, it was on sight. With Coney dissing him in past songs, These Steez would go in on Coney, who by this time was in jail. These Steez would say Coney was in jail getting rolled up and never shot anybody, and would say shooter gang Fleecy was soft and a snitch. With These Steez going hard at Manor members and Oak Park members, Manor rappers and Oak Park rappers would later respond back in songs. Money Mees from the Manors would respond to These Steez weeks later with his own song called Dead Friends. Money Mees would start off the song by dissing Fallen Heights members by saying, "I ain't even know Shotty, still smoking on Gotti. You put it on Heavy D, but you ain't never caught a body. You say you ride for Nanny Rude, but nobody died behind you." Money Mees would say Derek Franklin is a nobody. Derek Franklin is These Steez's real name. With These Steez always dissing Fallen Manor member Lean, Money Mees would say you always dissing Lean, but you'll end up right beside him. With These Steez being shot in the stomach in the past, Money Mees would say, "Ask These Steez, can he digest still?" Ryder Rico from the Manors will go straight at These Steez on the song, Hot One. He started off the song by saying, "Steez, who is you? You is not one. You ran from the phone, that's how you got on. You left your homies for dead, knowing you dead wrong. You got your brother, your cousin, and your partner Pop. By the end of 2018, Coney would respond to D-Steez on a song called Free Smoke. He would go at D-Steez saying, "Steez hella hard in the booth, I think it's kinda cute. I never met somebody who got stretched as much times as you. You in Texas with 40, like who you trying to shoot? You got hit right out your shoes. You work out instead of shoot. You're in gangsta and attend to school." With D-Steez at a point, attended college in Texas. Then Coney proceeds to go at D-Steez saying, "Derek, how long you gonna take to realize you ain't bulletproof?" 2019, other rap beats would take over the streets of Sac, with most attention going to Bris and Uzi Marcus. Bris affiliated himself with many South Sac rappers like G-Man, which they would go on to do a mixtape called 1042. With Bris being a Fruit Ridge blood, initially, Fruit Ridge as a hood stayed neutral between both South Sac hoods and Oak Park during that war. But with Bris connecting to other South Sac rappers to Oak Park, he picked a side, and this would go on to be an ongoing beef between Fruit Ridge and Oak Park, which lasts to this day. Now where Uzi Marcus falls into this is much deeper besides gang ties. Uzi Marcus is affiliated with Frank Long, a Norte set that has beef with Fruit Ridge, already putting him at odds with Bris, and also, he's affiliated with Oak Park Bloods. The two already had animosity towards each other for years, but it would kick up when both started buzzing in music, and both started sending shots at each other's hoods. But even worse, Bris would take the beef up a notch, while Uzi Marcus' baby mama was posting Bris music, making Bris clown Uzi Marcus and his baby mama. So this sent Uzi Marcus on a personal mission to destroy Bris, and he would drop a diss on the Bris called 42K. On the song 42K, Uzi Marcus would say 10K, 42K, dissing both Metaview and Fruit Ridge. Then he would diss Bris' fallen Fruit Ridge homie, Pop, by saying, "Pop, we celebrated that sucker died. If it's money on my head, I should have been killed. I'm on 42nd with a stick." Then Marcus would take aim at Bris and his homies and tell Bris to check the scoreboard because his homies killed his homies. Bris' next song release will be a song called Spark the Fuse, which Bris wouldn't exactly say names or make direct comments to anybody, but he did make certain remarks many took as a diss. Now Bris would take major shots on a song later that year of 2019 called Shortstopper, where he rapped the last sucker that went viral needed CPR. Leave him on the college campus if you think he hard. Now Bris referred to his ops being shot and one killed at Sacramento City College after getting into an altercation with some Tungans from TCG that left him dead.
Overnight, a deadly shooting on a college campus in Sacramento. One student dead, 2 others injured, and a manhunt underway right now for the killer. ABC's Philip Mena is here with more on that story. Good morning, Philip.
Amy, good morning. This morning, Sacramento City College with 25,000 students in shock as the gunman remains on the loose.
A frantic manhunt in Sacramento this morning after an on-campus shooting at Sacramento City College left at least 1 student dead, 2 others injured. The gunman firing in the parking lot near a baseball field. The shooting began 4 p.m. West Coast time.
Now this was some of the most disrespectful songs in Sac rap from 2013 to 2019. If I missed some, let me know in the comments. If y'all want a part 2 of Sac rap disrespectful songs, or want me to do another city, let me know. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.